Today we're going to revitalize the connective tissue in your shoulders and your neck in the yin portion of this class, and then we're going to get into some wonderful functional and natural movement in the yang portion of this class. Hi, I'm Melissa from Yoga with Melissa. This is real yoga for real people every Friday at 9 a.m. Pacific, where you will get some great classes coming into your subscription feed when you press that little bell. In the next couple of weeks, next Friday we've got our live class, and we'll be doing a restorative class. I think we're going to do a restorative class for relaxation and sleep, but if I come up with a better idea before then, it'll be a different restorative class. And then the following week, it's our Yoga Nidra class. I've had a few requests for some chakra balancing classes, so I'm going to do a chakra balancing or a chakra cleansing Yoga Nidra, the Yoga Nidra, and that's what's coming up, so be sure to subscribe and press that little bell so you don't miss any of those. And then, thanks to Dusky Leaf for our props. Today, I think you'll just need a blanket for the yin portion, and I think you'll be able to get away with those minimal props today. And that's it. So let's go ahead and rest back on your backs for Shavasana. Okay, so we're going to lie either with your knees bent and your feet flat on the floor, especially if you have low back issues. Otherwise, you can lengthen your legs out long. If you have a bolster, it's nice to have a bolster underneath your back. And just start by feeling the support of the earth underneath you. We're at Sax Point today here in Esquimalt. There's some kids enjoying their lunch just beside us, and there's some boats going by. So you'll hear the sounds of the park in the background. But wherever you are, you can rest into the support of the earth underneath you. Letting all the tension drain down out of you, particularly if you're feeling tension in your shoulders and your neck. And then begin to connect with your breathing. Breathing all the way up underneath your collarbones, along your collarbones, all the way to your shoulders, under your armpits. And sensing and feeling into your body from the inside, around your shoulders and your neck. It's almost as though you're feeling with your breath. Okay, we're going to roll to our side and come up for our first yin posture. So for the yin portion, we will take a seated position. If cow's face works well in your body, then you can do that. If there's a lot of space between you and the ground, then fill it with a block or your folded blanket. That would be best. And we're going to do eagle's arms. So chronically tight and stiff neck and shoulders can really shorten the ligaments and cause them to dry out. So in the yin portion of this class, we're really going to get into them and help to hydrate them and revitalize these tissues. So we're going to start with eagle's arms, as I said. So take your right arm up and hook your left arm underneath. So for less in eagle's arms, you can bring your elbows in tighter and lower down. For more intensity, you can bring them away and up. Remember, in yin, you want to find that soft edge that you can stay with for a longer period of time. Okay, we're going to release this side, and then we're going to bring the left arm up and hook the right arm underneath it. You could either do elbows together, backs of the palms together, or palms together. Lots of options here. And then remembering in yin the 3 principles of yin. So first, we find an appropriate edge, not too much or not too little. You want to find that space where there's sensation, but it's not sensational. Something, you want it to be like, I like how Bernie Clark says, you don't want it to be like a thunderstorm or a torrential downpour. You want it to be like a light drizzle, something that you could stay with for days. So for people who live in Vancouver, you know what that's like, that light drizzle that's always happening. And then you want to, you find that light drizzle in the pose, something you could be with for days. And then you find that stillness so that you can access the deeper connective tissues. And we stay for a while. And that's how we're going to get that hydration, that revitalization of the tissues to make sure that the tissues get hydrated and revitalized to access the deeper layers here. And this will reverse the stiffness and alleviate the pain. Okay, you're going to go ahead and release your arms from your body and just pause here. Breathe into your shoulder joints. Feel the juiciness, the vibrancy, the revitalization there. And then we'll just switch your legs. If you've got them in cow's face, you're going to switch them, or even if you've got them cross-legged, switch the leg that you have in front. And then we're going to do a neck stretch. So you're going to make sure your chin is level to the ground, and then you're going to drop your ear to one side. Doesn't matter which side, because we're going to do both sides. So in the yin portion of this class, we're going to revitalize the tissues of your neck and your shoulders through long held compression and tension of yin yoga postures like this one. What we're going to be doing is the neck and shoulders are going to be soaked in the same way as if you were going to soak a dry sponge. So as you settle and soften into a yin yoga pose, the subtle release that takes you deeper into the pose are your tissues hydrating and becoming more pliable. So this is the mindful portion of a yin class. When you really stay with a pose and pay attention to what's happening, and you feel that deepening into the connective tissue, the revitalization, the hydration, this is part of being mindful instead of allowing your mind to go all over the place. Just really paying attention to what's happening in your body. Feeling the way your tissues are being squeezed and compressed. And you will feel like you've had a good massage by the end of this. Okay, then you're going to bring your head back up to the center and slowly lower your ear over to the other side, finding that just right place where you feel sensation on the other side of your neck. Okay, and then bring your head back up to the center. And then let's just lie down on our backs and check in and feel the effects on your neck and shoulders from those first two poses. Okay, and then from here you're going to roll over onto your stomach. On your stomach we're going to do Sphinx pose. So just roll your pelvis from side to side to release your low back. And then you're going to walk your elbows underneath your shoulders. If you have any neck issues, you can always place a block underneath your forehead here. So in addition to releasing the stiffness of your neck and shoulders by hydrating the tissues and revitalizing the tissues in the yin poses, the connective tissues must be able to glide over each other. And things like your habitual daily postures, aging, and injury, they can begin to bind your connective tissue together, creating adhesions and restrictions in the range of motion in your neck and your shoulders. So this creates the stiffness that you experience, also some of the pain, and it restricts the gliding movement between the sliding surfaces of the connective tissues. So you can kind of think of it like a traffic jam in your neck and your shoulders. The adhesions, they block the flow of nutrients and energy through your body, causing you both pain and stiffness. So when we gradually soften into our yin yoga postures like we are right now, we access the deeper layers of the connective tissues, and this helps to break up those adhesions. So by simply applying this mild stress to the joints and the connective tissues, it helps to create those gliding surfaces and alleviate pain and stiffness. So soften through your legs and unclench your buttocks. Okay, and then you're going to slowly lower down. Breathe into your upper back. And then from here, we're going to come up and we're going to do a pose called melting heart pose. So for this one, you're going to take one arm, your left arm, and bend it at a 90-degree angle. Your right arm and extend it long, and you're going to lengthen out. You can rest your head on your forearm even. Okay, you're going to slowly make your way out of this pose and rest on your back and feel the rebound. Okay, let's do the other side. I don't know about for you guys, but for me, heart melting pose is like frog pose in yin. In yin, and it's like frog pose in hatha. So it's like, except it has a nice name. But now we have to do the other side. Okay, ready? But it's a good one, right? Because we don't usually put our arms overhead, and especially for if you're a woman my age, you're going to be more prone to getting frozen shoulders. So we've got to keep those tissues in our shoulders hydrated. Okay, so this time your right arm is bent and your left arm is extended. And remember, the sides can be completely different. Plus, you really had a long time to ease into that other side. If melting heart pose is too much, if it's too much weight pouring through your shoulders, you can always do banana asana on your back. And if that's too much for your shoulders, you can put a bolster underneath your arms so you're not lengthening, so you're not putting so much strain on your shoulder girdle. So keep breathing. Keep remembering that your body is soft and fluid. It's 70% water. When you start to feel that stiffness settle in, and then the timer is gone, so you can make your way out. And you're going to lie on your back. Okay, so feel into your shoulders now.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Okay, so that ends the yin portion of our class. We're going to move into the yang portion of our class now. So the yin portion gets into the deeper connective tissue. We have the long holds. We were revitalizing and hydrating the tissues. Now we move up to the surface of the muscles. There will be no more long holds. There's going to be a lot more movement. So don't put in the comments now what happened to the long holds. They're gone now. Okay, so yang portion now. Here comes 10 tigers running through the forest. Your 10 tigers are your fingers. You take them underneath your neck and you run them up the back of your occipital ridge and you run them through your hair. So this is going to lengthen out the back of your neck and elongate. You're actually tractioning the back of your neck here. And you're going to roll over onto your right side. And on your right side, you're going to do some neck movements here. So these are going to strengthen your neck. So if you have a lot of pain in your neck, it can often be from neck weakness. So these are exercises to help strengthen your neck. So you're going to just lift your neck up and lower it down. And lift it up and lower it down. Okay, so now we're going to add a rotation. So we're going to lift and look up. So you're lifting while you're rotating. So let's do that on the other side. Okay, so same thing on this side. We're just going to do a few because I'm guessing you haven't spent a lot of time doing these, so we just want to slowly adapt your neck to these movements so that you don't wake up tomorrow with a sore neck. And then this one, you look up as you lift. Okay, from here we're going to come onto our stomachs. We're going to come back into Sphinx pose. This time you're going to just nod your head. So in the second half of this yoga class, the yang portion, we're going to be focusing a lot on natural and functional movement in our yoga postures. These are going to help us get back to our instinctual movement patterns. They'll help us develop our proprioception and our sense of where and how our bodies are moving in space, so we can have that childlike resilience again. So we'll spend a lot of time with our joints, knowing how and where they are in relationship to one another and our environment. And this is going to help your neck and shoulders feel a whole lot better. But it's also going to help you balance. It's going to help your vision and your ears as well. It's going to help your equilibrium. It's going to help you with the way you interact with yourself and your environment. And this natural movement is huge. Let's turn this into circles now. Circle. It's huge for helping you develop your kinesthetic awareness, your sense of interoception, of sensing your body from the inside. And you'll develop your sensory nerves through your entire body, especially because we're doing our yoga in our bare feet. So if you can, do your yoga in your bare feet. Okay, let's also just glide your shoulder, right shoulder forward, your left shoulder back, and then your left shoulder forward and your right shoulder back. So some shoulder glides. Okay, and then we're going to come up onto all fours, and you're going to spread your fingers nice and wide, and we're going to get those shoulder joints really moving by rocking back and forth. You're going to inhale up and exhale back. Inhale up, exhale down, inhale up, exhale down. Okay, so we're going to move now. We moved. Okay, so let's circle the shoulders. And then you're going to look back towards your ankles. And then you're going to let your shoulder blades fall in towards each other, and then you're going to spread them apart. So scapula fall in towards each other, and then you spread them apart. So these are called scapula push-ups. Okay, and then if you've still got your blanket underneath your knees for that extra padding, then you can roll it up, put it off to the side, and we'll come into downward facing dog. And just let your back lengthen out and let your head float. And then walk your feet in towards your hands. And come up to standing. Okay, from standing, we're going to do something called floating tree. So you're going to turn your left toes out to the side, and you're going to, this is part of the functional movement, so you're going to be moving your leg up and down. You can bring your hands together at your heart center here. And you're going to drop your ear to one shoulder, move your leg up and down. And then the other shoulder. And then we're going to float the tree leg into the front. And switch your ear, shoulder, and behind. And one more time in the center. Keep breathing. Okay, and bring your leg back to the center. Let's do a floating tree on the other leg. This time you'll stand on your left leg, turn your right leg out to the side. Let's try taking your arms overhead this time. If that is too challenging balance-wise, you can always bring your hands back down. And you're going to tip your head to the other side this time. So lift and lower your leg. And bring it out in front. And behind. This is from Laura G. Yoga, the floating tree. I had her as a guest on my other channel. She's absolutely brilliant. Follow her on Instagram and on her YouTube channel. She should have a gazillion more followers. She's really smart, you pants. Okay, here we go. And release that down. Okay, we're going to do eagle now. So with eagle, there's lots of options for your arms. Again, let me just show the options. Elbows together, backs of palms together, or palms together, okay? No matter which side you're doing. Now, for this one, we're going to do a moving eagle. So really working with that functional, natural movement again. Okay, so let's bend your left leg, bring your left arm up, hook your right arm underneath, maybe elbows together, or right arm underneath, palms together, or backs of hands together, or palms together. You're going to take your right leg, lift it up, hook it over. Okay. Then you're going to bring it up, and you're going to bring it all the way around behind you. Squat down and up. You're going to come into that eagle again. Okay, so we're going to do that movement around behind you. Squat back, reach around, and up. And back into that eagle squat. Okay, let's do two more on this side. Okay. Great. And then let's do it on the other side. So this time you're going to stand on your right leg bent. Bring your right arm up. Hook your left arm underneath it. Or you could do elbows together, palms together, backs of hands together, or palms together. Your choice. Okay. So we're going to come into the pose. Cross the left leg over the right leg. Hook. Up and around. And behind. Good job. Okay. See, way more. Now you've been practicing yoga for a while. You have to kind of switch it up a bit, right? Every once in a while. Okay, now we're going to do Warrior 3. So what we're going to do is, again, challenge that proprioception, where when we come into the Warrior 3, so we're going to tip into Warrior 3, and then you're going to add the neck movement. So you're going to rotate from side to side with your neck, and then you're going to come back up to standing. So we did a lot of this in that balancing series that I did. It could even be 2 years ago. How long ago was it when Trump came into power? Because that was right when we stopped the 2 years ago, yeah. So a year and a half ago, and then we did the heart stabilization series. That was when it was. And a lot of people had issues, like if they had inner ear issues and vertigo. If you have that, don't add the neck rotation. It seemed to really bother people with that. And so just don't add the neck rotation if that's the issue. Okay? You're going to start with your left leg. You're going to tip forward. Bring the arms up, rotate your head to one side, center, rotate the other side, center, and then you're going to come up. This time you're going to stand on your right foot. So let's tip and bring your arms up at the same time. Rotate your head, center, rotate your head, center, and come back up to standing. So it makes the balancing a lot more challenging when you add that head rotation. So you're going to tip, head rotation, center, head rotation, center, stand. Tip, head. My right side is way worse unbalanced than my left. And come back up to standing. We'll do one more each side. Tip. And last one on the right side. Okay. And then from here, we're going to inhale, reach up. We're going to exhale, fold forward. We're going to step back into downward facing dog. And then you're going to lower down onto your forearms for dolphin pose. Come forward into plank. And then lower down onto your stomach. And on your stomach, you're going to take your hands underneath your shoulders. Roll your shoulders back and up. And then you're going to lift your chest up off the ground. And then you can lower down, push yourself up and back. And you may need your blanket for this one. You might want to fill the space underneath your heels for the squat here. So for the squat, you want to put your body between your legs. And you're just going to hang out here for a few breaths. And then you're going to open to the left. And then take your left arm to the inside of your leg and open to the right. Let's open one more time each side. And then you can lie back and rest down on your back for Shavasana. So if you've got a rolled up blanket, you can place that underneath your back or your bolster. And you can rest back to receive your practice. So keep resting back here in Shavasana. I'll sit up and read you a poem. This poem is called Early by Denise Levertov. From behind the hill, flowing through somber palm, eucalyptus web of oak boughs, rises light so pale, a gold it bathes in silver. The cool and still air of a single bird stirs with tentative song. Gradually allow your breath to deepen. Wiggle your fingers and toes. Bend your knees. Roll to your side. Slowly make your way up to seated. We'll gather the fruits of our practice first into ourselves, and then we'll offer them out into the world. Left palms up, right palm down, making space with breath and a sigh. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. May all beings be happy and free, and may the thoughts, words, and actions of my own life contribute in some way to the happiness and freedom for all. So thanks so much for joining us for this class. Give yourselves a thumbs up for finishing. If you made it all the way to the end, put my neck and shoulders feel juicy and they're flowing now in the comments. And if you'd like my best yoga for neck and shoulders, then go to melissawest.com/upper back, and I will send that right to your inbox. There's a little place where you can put your email in there, and then we'll send that off to you. Thanks so much to Squeeze Yoga Clothing for my clothes. Today I'm wearing a long sleeve gray bamboo top with a flying heart design. And thank you so much for your donations from Carla and Donna and Cornelia and another Donna. Your donations really make it possible for us to be able to offer these classes every year for the past almost 9 years now. So thank you so much for that. And I'm sending you much love from beautiful British Columbia. May your joy be as deep as the Pacific Ocean. May you be as rooted as the trees in our forest, and may you be as strong as our mountains. Om Shanti. Namaste.
Melissa would love to hear your questions and thoughts. Please leave your comments below the video. Thank you for your reviews on iTunes and YouTube. Your reviews help us to share yoga and a yoga lifestyle with others around the world. If you have a question for Melissa, you can leave a voice message at melissawest.com, and Melissa may answer it in an upcoming blog.